Hello everyone, I'm Kay. I'm a 24-year-old who lives on 8 Mile, and I need you to trust that you were brought here for a reason. It is very rare that you wind up any place randomly in life, and you need to trust that it is a spiritual or energetic gravitational pull that takes you to places that you need to be to grow. So the mere fact that you are listening to this means that you are ready to hear this, even if you know you're ready to hear this, and even if you think you're not ready to hear this. I'm going to explain to you, Detroit, why our community is falling apart. What I go into at first is this mesh between science and spirituality. Some of it may go over your head at first, but I need you to have faith in yourself that you will be able to understand this. Because as I continue, it's going to slowly break down and it's going to make more and more sense, and you're going to be able to apply it to your surroundings. So, in order for me to tell you what's wrong with our community and how we can fix it, I must first explain to you what we really are. We are energy. And because we're energy, there's all of this potential for us. Scientists study this, but they study smaller particles and they study physical aspects of it. And because they don't always necessarily study the more spiritual, energetic aspect of it, they don't realize how all the laws of nature and all the laws of our universe apply directly to us, just as it applies to the microbes within us, just as it applies to the very solar system that we live in, just as it applies to the very universes that we make up. Life exists on countless levels, and it just continues and continues and continues, and it builds. We make up everything. We are everything. We are a part of everything. It is what people mean when they tell you that you were made in God's image. Trust that not only do you make up God, but you play a huge part in God's life, because God connects us all. So understand that because we are energy, we as a species are both at the mercy of gravity, because we're constantly pulled to other people's spiritual gravity, and sometimes people are pulled to our own. But also know that even though you are sometimes at the mercy of that, you are also accountable for your own plights in life. Know thyself is truly the key to happiness and healing. The way to save the world is not through war or fighting a situation. And you must trust me on this, because I was one of those guys who joined the military. I was able to do great things in the military, but war will never cure anything. Because the only key to saving this world is through healing people so that they can understand that they helped cause that imbalance to begin with. I need to explain to you now how we help cause imbalances and how we allow energy to become imbalanced. And if you understand that we are energy, this thing that we call a soul, a spirit that transcends, that evolves, that connects us to God and all things, is energy. So if you allow energy to become imbalanced, in essence, we are imbalanced. Everything about us is unbalanced. What you need to know to understand how we're able to cause these imbalances is that we are alchemists. A natural aspect of our energetic selves and what our future is that we gain the ability to create. It is what is in store for us, and it is why we are being pushed and urged to become pure, because these are gifts that need to be in the hands of pure, balanced people. When people forget that we were alchemists, they forget that the physical is just a simplified version of the true energetic form. So even if you are 100 years old, you have to understand that spiritually, compared to the higher levels of life, compared to the universe, compared to God, we are like energy babies. And right now, we are learning object permanence right now. And this is causing us to accidentally discover things by way of our natural energetic instinct before we truly understand those things and the weight of their potential. An example is currency. I realize now that my previous hatred of currency was wrong. I didn't hate currency. I hated the imbalance that was allowing currency to be used in the wrong way. Money is not wrong because it is simply a neutral, energetic tool brought into physical reality by simply being acknowledged and manipulated by the spirit of man. This is an evolutionary trait that will grow and serve us good once we truly learn balance. Know that when people speak of a utopic future, it comes from us mastering these potentials that have been given to us by life. It is only the individual or collective as a whole that determines the charge of that energetic item. And bear with me because I'm going to break this down more. So currency equals faith, and faith equals a form of energy. Physical is simply an expression of consciousness, and consciousness is energy. The only difference between understanding this and being a scientist is that scientists get so caught up in the physical representation of events that they sometimes fail to grasp the very beautiful, energetic, or spiritual nature of that event. If you understand the evolution of energy, you understand what life at this level must be in order to reach that next level. I must stress this to you. You are being called to grow and heal and become the best version of yourself. This is what leads us to the next level of existence. As you do this, you will only get healthier. You will only help those around you become healthier until you have grown to a large enough level where you are able to perceive and experience and enjoy the next level of life and experience. Faith is energy, and faith energy is a powerful one that our energetic selves need to make things happen. So when mankind created currency, what we actually did was we found a way to physically perceive the energy that we use to make things happen and to steer potential in directions. Thus, when people allowed others to drain their currency from them, they were really being drained of their spiritual energy, which is this energy that makes up the size of your soul. This allowed people to allow atrocities to happen, even though they had the power to grow their souls or energy to neutralize that negative possibility. Because people continue to give up their mass, and I must continue to express to you, giving up your mass is giving up your energy. You give up this energy through currency, through giving more of your time to people than you can handle to give them by allowing people to drain you. These are all things that shrink your soul and damage your soul and creates an imbalance that gradually destroys an entire community. If it gradually destroys an entire community and you understand that you are part of everything and you are simply climbing up the levels, if you allow this to destroy everything about us, you create an even larger cancer that destroys everything else. So if we allow ourselves to be destroyed, we allow our families to be destroyed. If we allow our families to be destroyed, we allow our communities to be destroyed. If we allow our communities to be destroyed, we allow our cities to be destroyed. We allow our states to be destroyed. We allow our countries to be destroyed, our continents, our hemispheres, the entire world, and we destroy our earth, and it just continues. It is important for people to strengthen their souls and explore their energetic self so that way they can learn how to neutralize these bad potentials. Stop giving all of your energy to selfish people, because selfish people are sick and they cannot stop themselves. They're like obese, overweight souls, and they're just going to take and take and take and never know when to stop. They will take from you until you have no energy left and you're so small that they just continue to dominate you. This doesn't have to happen, but it will happen if you do not balance yourself and you allow them to do this. Also, be careful about giving all of your energy to good people as well. They're good people. And by good people, I mean collective people. And collective people understand that they're part of a community, that they're part of everything, and thus they know that they need to help you. If you give your money to good people, it winds up in the hands of so many people that you know, good people who have done great things, like Oprah and all of these other figures. And even though they have done a lot of good, you have to understand that they are a crutch for you. You gave them all of your energy to make these things happen that you should have been making happen yourself. Even worse, in a world dominated by a selfish energy that is just absorbing everything, you have to understand that that selfish energy has created a world where everyone has to continue doing things that feed it, because it's like a parasite, and that's what it does. So, when you give it to a collective person, a healthy soul, yes, they will use your energy investment to make things happen, but they will be stuck in a world that requires them to make you pay for that product that your energy helped bring into existence. So anytime you put an investment into someone's business, into someone's life, and they say to you, if you want to share these benefits with me, I give you a tiny bit of it if you give me more of your energy. This is wrong. This creates imbalance. This creates really bad imbalance. You have to understand that your energy makes up so much of who you are, and it determines every interaction that you have in your life. If you lose your energetic mass, that is how big and healthy and strong your soul is, you become stifled. And now this is when I can start telling you the stuff that really hits home and explains what's happening to Detroit. The key to healing Detroit goes beyond the fruitless debates that everyone is having. It requires an actual education about spirituality, the universe, and scientific balance. Whatever it is anyone wants to call it, if you have a name for it, call it that. Do not be turned off because I call it something different, because I can only call it in a way that I understand it. But know that even negative relations are supported by this spiritual or energetic law about spiritual mass. A sick society is a direct result of a collection of sick energy forms or sick souls, because people are not understanding the balance of their energy. They don't understand their own energy needs, and so they're giving it up or they're having it taken, and it's causing them to shrink in mass. This causes souls or energy to become desperate and predatory in nature. When souls get damaged and shrink this much, they have to get that energy back to grow. And they feel so powerless because other people took so much energy from them, even though they allowed it. So what these sick souls start doing to get their energetic mass back is they start taking it. They become very needy and demanding, and they need more and more energy, and they're harder to be around. Eventually, it gets so bad that they just start blatantly stealing it. Anytime someone goes to a grocery store and they steal a bag of potatoes, don't get angry at that person. You need to worry about the energetic environment that you created. Because why has the imbalance become so bad that this individual wasn't simply getting this thing that he needed from his community? That's the only reason why he had to go and steal it. Look at your community and see the destruction. There is an energetic imbalance, and it's because you have invested too much faith energy in people who did not mean you any good. They took all of your faith energy, and you gave them this faith energy through your votes. You gave them this faith energy by paying attention to them. You gave them your faith energy by giving them your money. You gave them your faith energy by assuming they were more powerful than you, when what they were really doing was growing more powerful by taking your power away. That's why you feel powerless. The physical representation of this energetic phenomenon, which is energy imbalance, is bad. And bad really means unhealthy. And unhealthy really means an unbalanced human relation. When you realize that you're having a bad human relation, it really means that the very souls that you're surrounded by are interacting in an unhealthy way. When a soul is weak and can't understand that it is an energy form capable of knowing great balance and reserving its energies to grow, they drain that energy from others. This seeps the energy from the potential of their area, and then it just becomes this zombie land. Everything about Detroit is a direct example of the spiritual, energetic imbalance of the souls that reside there. This causes people to drain each other. You've met them in life, people who just naturally drained you so much that you have to cut yourself off from them because your energy knows that soon you will shrink so small that you will literally de-evolve, so to speak, and lose your wisdom. When people steal and fight and destroy their own community, it is truly people trying to get their energetic mass, but in an unhealthy way. So if you want to heal Detroit, you have to discover your energetic or spiritual side. You need to learn to use your soul and your mind to connect to the world around you. When you do this, you'll be able to see what your energy is. And you'll be able to see that all souls share energy with each other. We grow from our own potential, but we also grow from being able to share that potential with each other. So, if you are a very healthy person and you're surrounded by healthy people, it's because your souls are growing at a healthy pace, and thus your rotation is equal. Neither one of you are dominated by each other, but you are equally sharing this energy. If you wonder why success tends to gather in an area, tends to gather around a certain amount of people, it's because when one person discovers this level of health, they understand that they can trigger that health in everyone else. So some of these famous families that you know, where they just have this energy where everyone's drawn to them and everything happens the way they want it and life is so good for them and everyone around them, it's because they discovered this secret and they made it happen together. When one individual spiritually ascended, and spiritual ascension is your soul growing. Know that when you think about paradise and heaven and all of these different concepts, it is really the fact that your soul or your energy has grown big enough to be able to perceive the next level. Know that when someone gained the ability to perceive that next level of spirit, they begin healing everyone else around them. And then that whole cluster of people knew this equal shared success. The key to a healthy world is when everyone begins supporting each other. And only by knowing what you are, what your role is in this world, is when you can start doing the things in this world that keep your soul healthy. And when you are healthy, you do not become part of the problem. You become part of the cure. Relate all of this to the rest of the nation, and then you understand that America is slowly deteriorating because there are souls or people, and really some of these people are more like voids if you want to be honest, but there are people who are absorbing so much from everyone that they are achieving these large sizes. The key is not to hate them or fight them or sit down and complain about them every day with your friends, but to understand that when you become healthy and you know how to use your energy properly, they can't take that energy from you and they shrink back to a normal size. What you have to understand is some souls, some energy is going to get a little bit bigger than the others no matter what. But the healthy ones are going to understand that energy, and it really kind of goes to them because they're healthy enough to know that they need to put it all back. So as you get bigger, you have a larger radius of effect on your world, and people are drawn to that gravity. And then you can begin allocating that energy back down to them. And when they grow big enough, you can teach them that they're able to do that themselves. That their energy was never something that was supposed to be out of control that they couldn't hold on to. That no one should ever be able to hurt you or take advantage of you or bring you down so bad that you feel like hurting yourself. The mere fact that that's able to happen to you is because you're spiritually weak. That is, you're not exercising your energy, so your energy is not using what it has to properly expand and take on a healthy mass. By knowing that the very nature of your soul or your energy is a community in this energetic realm, you realize that you are all relying on each other to grow. You're all relying on each other to ascend to your next level. There are people who are taking from you. They don't want you to know that you are powerful. They're taking everything away from you every day, and they're making all of your decisions for you. They do this by tricking you and scaring you and getting you to give up your energetic spiritual mass to them. Little do you know, when you shrink, they're not going to give it back, and they're not going to really protect you. What they really do is they keep taking your energy and using it to make the best possible world for themselves. This is what causes cancer. Those individuals don't realize that eventually they're going to lyse. It's just like a cell in your body that's taken in too much sodium, and so all the water rushes into your cell and that cell explodes. That's the future of those unhealthy people. But the sad thing is, in all of you, you suffer too. As you shrink that much, you develop cancer and you destroy yourselves. At this very moment, we are destroying life. Take your power back. Stop letting people tell you that you are a victim. Stop letting people tell you that they need to protect you. Anyone who would ever insinuate to you that you do not have the power in your life to make things happen is only someone trying to drain your spiritual mass from you. Remember, when you allow them to drain your spiritual mass from you, you become the shrunken thing that takes it from everyone that you know and love, all the people you're supposed to be supporting. They take it from everyone they know, and it climbs and climbs and climbs. Detroit and America, know what you are and know what your soul is. Your soul will tell you what your cosmic job is, what your actual energetic job is, because all energy has a purpose. None of it is pointless. And when you know that, you will know harmony, because you will know what your energy is supposed to do, where your energy is supposed to go to, and you will always be cognizant or aware of the size of your energy. As your energy gets bigger, you can do more good. But know that as you're growing this ability and as you're working out the muscles of your soul energy, you have to start small. Start out small by first using your own soul to heal yourself. Then heal the people immediately around you. And then you'll simply watch as you grow and you reach more people and you do more good. The power is yours. And not only is it yours, but it's everyone's. By knowing moderation is how we know health. Do not get caught up in this trend of over-consuming. Some of us are over-energy consumers. Know that everything you eat is energy. Everything that you watch is energy. Everything that you do is energy. Knowing balance is knowing how much you need to pull in and how much you need to put out. Those people who are super big, who want to control you, are convincing you that what they want is what you want. They are obese souls that are unhealthy. So they keep eating and eating and eating energy and spiritual mass. They want you to think this is what you want too. So they are creating this world of immense consumerism. You need to understand that the nature of your evolution is that you don't need as much as you've been convinced that you need to be healthy. You're only needing to take in so much because your soul is unhealthy and it is making you a parasite. You do not need to eat as much as you're eating. You do not need to drink as much as you're drinking. You do not need to watch as much entertainment as you're watching. You don't even need to hang out with people as much as you always think you need to hang out with them. You don't always need to be alone as much as you think you need to be alone. Do you understand what I'm saying? When the cells in your body get greedy, when they decide, ooh, we're low on nutrients and we need to get what we can get. So that blood cell next to me that's trying to get oxygen, screw him, I'm going to push him out of the way. What happens? You destroy that cell you took advantage of, and then you grow so fast and out of control that you develop cancer. That's what our cells do. Do you understand what I'm saying? In many ways, we are like a god to our own microbes. They can't wait for the day to evolve and become us, just like how we can't wait to reach a level where we can better understand and appreciate God. So if our cells create cancer this way, know that we create cancer the same way. Know what you are, understand your spirit, and know how much you need. Stop being manipulated and start healing your reality. You have that power, and everyone around you. Stop competing with each other and start sharing. That's how you heal, Detroit. It's that simple. Stop believing the lies. Do not become a prisoner of this false imbalance. As you get healthier, we will all evolve to a mindset that knows that we are all equal and that supports all of us. Because we know that it's not the goal of one soul to evolve, one selfish soul that's only going to move on to the next level and do harm. No, it is the job of all of us as one healthy collective to reach the next level. If one gets left behind, in the end, we all kind of get left behind. We are all in this together. Your future is a future of peace and love. Trust that when I tell you the future of humanity is to be able to speak to each other without even using words. It is true. This is our future. That is our future. But if we are not balanced, and if we are not pure, and if we do not know the mindset of God, of energetic balance, it's going to hold us back.